Nation, and welcome to my season premiere of this new YouTube series I like to call Darth Easy TV Recaps. Basically, I miss doing TV recaps when I did the Darth Easy show on my podcast, a show that I do not do anymore. I was like, well, I could do a podcast, or I can make it a video show. And it just depends on my workload. It depends on if I watch shows in time. So I'm going to try to do it. For right now, it's kind of easy to do because there's only really 3 shows I'm watching right now. When fall TV kind of really picks up, we'll see how long I'll be able to keep it up. But for now, let's do TV recap and let's start off now. So the first episode to talk about is My Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 16. I don't know what it's called. So basically the episode is you have the students from UA who are all being attacked by all the different kinds of schools. They're trying to get into the next round of this qualifying scan to become preliminary heroes. And then you see some really cool quirks in this episode. You see one guy who's able to use like a wind thing and was able to knock out like over 200 people. But then you have this one guy who it kind of reminds me like of Quake from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., who can basically splits up all the heroes, because all the heroes that are part of UA are working together to protect themselves and to go after the other people. Because UA is at such a disadvantage because in Season 2 they had the sports festival, all their powers were shown on TV, so they were at a huge disadvantage against like the rest of the students. And it was cool seeing Deku. He's more motivational. Get to see more of his shoot powers, using his foot powers for his one for all power. And then you just seeing all these other kind of heroes, just kind of, and how he's fighting this one hero who can shape shift, and she's like wearing no clothes, and it's just it's also great to see how smart Deku always is. His power to deduce, and he realizes this one girl is not Uraraka because Uraraka would have had a plan and she would have used her quirk. So it's a very interesting episode. I'm curious what happens next week. So guys, that's the episode of My Hero Academy. Better Call Saul Season 4 Episode 2, Breathe. Alright, so this episode of Better Call Saul, this show is just so incredible. Because the thing I love about Better Call Saul is trying to fill in the gaps between Breaking Bad to when we first meet Saul Goodman, or as we know in this show, Jimmy McGill. And what I liked about this episode was you see Jimmy, he's trying to get a new job since he can't be a lawyer right now, and he kind of has a way of thinking he can make some easy money. So we'll see how that really pans out. We see Mike, and we see Linda, I believe that's her character's name in Breaking Bad. She's a character that showed up in Season 5. Basically, Mike, he's doing something. He's trying to make his cover story alright so he can keep laundering his money. So that's very interesting. Well, the thing that's really cool about this episode, though, was seeing the character Nacho as he's trying to stay afloat. He kind of wants to get out of this game, and then you have Hector who's just lying there, basically in a coma. We know Hector lives from this moment, and we kind of can, so that's what he did to get in the wheelchair. So, and also seeing that ending scene, why this episode is called Breathe, I was just like, holy shit, Gus is such a great TV villain. And that's the thing about it, was Gus is just sitting in the car, and they're like, Hector's probably not going to live. He's like, no, he needs to suffer for what he did. And then we know where that leads to, but it's always cool to see motivations that we saw in the original show. So guys, very good episode of Better Call Saul. Check it out. Big Brother 20 this week. There are 3 episodes of Big Brother 20. I'm not going to do an episode period for each episode, so I'm just going to talk about the entire week that was Big Brother. Haley was HOH. She nominated. She decided to nominate Bailey and Angela, and I'm like, okay, that's a good pick. And then the hacker competition, Casey wins and puts up Rockstar. Pretty good nomination for her part, mostly because Rockstar's useless at winning competitions. So that was actually a really good strategy. That we're like, if we keep nominations the same, at least we can keep it going, and hopefully we can get Rockstar out with the votes. The veto was OTEV, and OTEV, I always like the OTEV competition. They do it every year. I thought it was a very interesting, fun veto competition. Rockstar, I thought she had it at the end. I was just like, she's like, oh, I mean, she effed up. I mean, when Tyler said, oh, it's Bailey and Rachel, and I was like, Tyler's, it's over for Tyler. Tyler's going to get nominated, but not really, because he has the cloud power. But Rockstar goofs up and says she was just like, she just she just said, it was Rachel and Casey or Kelsey or whatever her name was, right? And Tyler was like, yeah, give me a minute. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So basically, Tyler uses the veto on Angela. I thought that was kind of a waste because Tyler shows off his card, so I thought that was a little bad strategy. And it shows to Casey that he doesn't have your best interest at heart. I mean, I could see that maybe using the veto they would nominate Sam, and I actually thought if they kind of wanted to keep Rockstar, Haley probably should have nominated Sam. I thought if Sam was nominated against Rockstar, there's a chance that Rockstar might go home, but it just didn't work out that way. And basically the vote, Rockstar goes home pretty easily. I'm curious who wins HOH this week, and hopefully I'm hoping Fezzy wins, just so we can get another side of the house going, because what I liked about this season so far is that one side of the house wins and the other side wins and then keeps taking each other out. So I'm kind of hoping that Fezzy wins and hopefully gets Angela out because she's a psychopath. So that is all current TV episodes that I watched this week. Now I do have one more episode. One more part of the Darth Easy TV recap show, and that is I'm going to talk about the shows I'm either rewatching or not rewatching, but shows I'm watching for the first time that I either missed them on streaming, like on Netflix or Amazon or YouTube TV or YouTube Red. I mean, so basically, I want to talk about the show I'm streaming right now, and the show I'm watching right now. It's a show that I was kind of iffy on the first season, so I'm going to talk about the first 4 episodes of Luke Cage. So I feel like in this season of Luke Cage so far, it's not stellar TV. It's very enjoyable TV. I like the cast of Luke Cage. I like the guy who plays Luke Cage. Basically, he's trying to take down Mariah and Shades, and that's the character I really like in the show. Is I really like Shades. I think he's a very I wouldn't call him underrated, but every time he's in the show, I really liked him. I really liked him in the first season, and I liked it whenever he's talking to that one guy, and he says like, "You gonna do what I want, or I'm gonna talk to that comic. You go to jail." And Shades is like, "Yeah." Boom! Shock! And it was just like, oh, okay, Shades, and then the one guy said, "Hell, man, that was crazy." I'm interested in this villain, the Bushmaster, or however you call him. He basically beat the hell out of Luke Cage, so I'm curious to see how this continues. So basically, that's all I really have to say about Luke Cage. I mean, I'll be watching it more, so if you want to hear me more talk about Luke Cage, I'll talk about throughout the week as I watch more and more episodes. But guys, that ends episode 1 of the Darth Easy TV recap. Hopefully comment down below, tell me what show of the ones I talked about that you like the most. Talk about a show that I didn't even talk about. Maybe just comment a show you've been watching, and that's it. So guys, if you like this video, click that thumbs up button, subscribe, see more, tell your friends about Easy Nation. All too easy.